video I decided to film for this week is my informative speech project I had. And this class is a pretty good class for me just because I'm kind of bad at public speaking. So today we will be watching and making fun of my informative speech about how TikTok misinforms the world. Okay, let's get started. Alright, so I'll just be showing you guys the little video on my computer and then explaining what I think about it. It's like a 5-minute and 30-second video, and the goal of this video was to present for 5 to 7 minutes, and I was allowed to have 5 note cards, and I basically had to make good eye contact and meet the, time requirement, so I did do that. First I'm looking at her.
Hey guys, so today I'd like to pose a rhetorical question that relates to my presentation. And that question is, how many of you would rather be scrolling through a social media platform or TikTok right now? And none of you guys have to raise your hands to call yourself out, because I know you probably don't want to. However, that question relates to my presentation, because the goal of this presentation is to break down all the details and explain to you guys how TikTok successfully misinforms the world with information. I'll be explaining this through 3 main points, and the first main point will be through your psychological and mental health. The second main point will be through how the pandemic was also misinforming the world. And the third main point is through taxing myths. So I'll be explaining and citing 2 different studies through psychological and mental health. And then the other 2 points will be through the global pandemic and taxing myths. Additionally, I'd like to pose another question to you guys. That question I'd like you guys to think about is, how did you originally hear about COVID-19? And that question obviously you also don't have to answer, but I can answer that for you guys. Personally, I can relate to this presentation because I remember my freshman year in high school, my friends in high school would be sending me different TikToks about COVID-19. And originally, I wouldn't take these TikToks seriously. I would just laugh about them and think, oh, it's just, we'll get a long spring break. However, over time, when schools kept getting shut down, I got scared. One of the TikToks I got sent was that the population was decreasing drastically over time. TikTok was informing several people every day about how the population was decreasing drastically. A journal I found online brought up some really good points. A statistic found from the journal says that anxiety and quarantine were the most common topics covered. Less than 10% of videos mention transmission symptoms and prevention. This statistic is a horrible thing for the environment. It stressed everybody out. And psychologically, we knew every day before we went to bed in quarantine that we had nothing to bring us comfort. Because like I said in the statistic, nobody knew any prevention for the symptoms of COVID-19. The same journal also says that videos encourage a vaccine got 50% of cumulative views and got under 50% of total likes. The majority of 3 videos discouraging a vaccine showed a parody of an adverse reaction. And a negative outcome of this was through psychology and through mental health. And the first study found explains how misinformation can affect individuals by causing them to get stressed and anxious. Stress is psychologically proven to affect the mental health over time if it lasts for a very long time. Both studies also prove that the most popular videos were through Irish charities and personal TikTok creators. So therefore, TikTok would be an anonymous site that didn't show people actual, factual knowledge, and didn't ban anybody that would just post something funny. The journal also says some content creators not only care about what they post, but what they think is funny or people will enjoy watching. This can lead to misinformations, even just through jokes or things that are taken way too literal for various reasons. The last main point I'll be discussing is how TikTok misinforms people about taxing. A myth listed was that if you write off $500 in expenses, then you get $500 back. However, this is so very not true. According to a report, 1 in 7 videos from TikTok finance influencers is misleading, and 1 out of 10 influencers is transparent about the qualifications. Content found online seems more critical than ever, especially when it concerns personal finances. Therefore, I'd like to wrap up this presentation here. I'd like to remind you guys one last thing. And that thing is, whenever you guys are just sitting in your bed on TikTok or any social media platform, is to double check your sources and not believe anything that you firsthand see, and to maybe go into further research before actually believing what you see. Thank you guys for your time.
Hey guys, so I hope you enjoy the video that you guys saw. Personally, I cringed at moments because it was a very funny kind of presentation in my opinion, because I have not done a public speech like for school since like maybe the beginning of my senior year in high school or even junior year. I really can't remember. But I definitely don't have that much experience with it, and I'm hoping I can improve with my persuasive speech. Well, I will also most likely be uploading to my channel in a couple months, so if you guys are interested in that, feel free to keep staying tuned on my videos. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Goodbye!